Hi, I'm going to just do a short meditation. It's actually for myself and my daughter, and any mothers and daughters going through something that was never theirs to go through. So, if you just want to close your eyes, put your hands on your heart, or put your hands up in the air. I ask the divine step in, the ancestors step in, that which is of the light steps in, and the light only. We ask you to lift off us anywhere where we've had religion put death on us, which was never our path. Anywhere where we've been forced on a path, anywhere where we've been blocked, anywhere where they've put any kind of order on us, which was never ours, because they've transferred religion into your life and transferred other people's paths. I feel like an asylum seeker at the moment, and obviously I'm born in this country and I've been left with no rights. So someone at that church has blatantly took my path and my life. We got evicted straight away after leaving the church. Our lives were completely wrecked. So I'm calling upon the divine for divine intervention right now, and asking that you can take us off whoever's paths these are and to place them back in their hands, to lift the spirit of death from our lives. And anywhere where they've dead-ended us or put us on an 8, meaning that it's repeated and going round and round and round, I'm asking you to deliver us from that. Asking you to lift it off me, because what affects me affects my daughter, obviously. I've been through so much trauma, and I mean horrendous amounts of trauma and torture well before all this happened, to the point that I should never have gone through this. I'd sorted my life out and got out of all this and got out of the network that I was in and healed everything, and someone's reversed my path and sent me back to when I was married. So people keep calling me like my old name, and I don't use that, and people have set up different things. They've used fraudulent things in my name, and it isn't me. My path's been reversed, where I'm on someone else's path and I can see it, and they're trying to make me live the opposite of what they did. So for example, he went to a brothel to try to make me do something like, you get what I mean? There's no chance on God's earth I am walking this path, and they better go to prison for what they've done. I ask that we're delivered from this, and that me and my daughter are delivered from this path, and my daughter's delivered from the path that they're trying to put her on, which was never her. They've changed her completely. She's not like she was. They've changed me completely. I'm sentient, and I have always felt very much so in the layers and like the how nature is. But I've been like, I feel like a stuffed animal. I've just been to the woods and place my hand on a tree, and usually I can feel all the energy just literally flowing through me and running through me, and I can't feel a thing and it's not numbness, it's like I've been stuffed. I feel like I've got a pillar inside of me or something. It's not normal. So I'm just praying. I'm not praying, actually, I don't want to pray. I'm asking that we're brought into our true path, and that we're brought into the liberation that Source gave us in 2008, 2018, 2019, because of the horrendous amount of torture that I've been through. That's why I was offered that. Unfortunately, when you've been through ascension and enlightenment, one thing leads in my creative process with Source, one thing leads to another, which leads to another, which leads to another, which is what they've actually done with me in reverse now. So everything's destructive, but I'm not creating it, it's what they've put on me. I'm hoping there's a way out of this, because I just can't see it, and it isn't her, which is what they've tried to force on me. And the church actually renamed themselves the Sanctuary, after it being the fishing net being the ones that steal the fish, don't they, and net them up so they can't get out. The sanctuary being actually something that I was given a vision a very long time ago to set up something which was more of a holistic way of healing to assist humanity. It wasn't against the NHS or anything, it's just an alternative. Someone stole this from me, my idea, when I spoke about it, and then they called the place the sanctuary. And then there was a Christian group of witches what transferred into Christianity, and they called theirs the sanctuary. They stole from me as well. And then the church cafe where I volunteered, and they then when I left there because I was being abused, called it the sanctuary and stole from me. I have had nothing but problems, like I said, since then. They tried to get me to... They've blocked my path on getting any other housing other than the one that I've been forced into. Knowing how I am with how things are, the people around me obviously affect me. That's why the people go to the mountains usually when they've gone through this experience. So my landlord's job is affecting me massively in the network that he's around. No offence to him or anyone he's around, because that's not how I mean it. But the only other option they gave me was going into a supported living place called the Sanctuary, so you can blatantly see who it is who's causing these problems in my life. They've caused massive problems within my bank and telephones and things like that. I've never had these problems before ever in my life, so it's blatantly obvious they're not mine. I've never caused these problems for other people ever. So they've literally done it so that I have no options other than like to be forced into something I don't want to do, and I'm not willing to do that. I'd prefer to be dead, I've got to be honest with you. I've literally been forced, I'm not a master slave. There's no such thing. I'm not interested in things like that. I've literally been forced all day to see Jehovah's Witnesses at the front, people walking around with Jesus tops on, forcing me that way. A person who I know stole the house because they was facing deportation, and now their life's turned around for the better because they've reversed me, so I've got the opposite and they got the better. Not him personally, but he's received from that, from my detriment and torture, they received greatness. That's not how the Bible's meant to work. That is not source. That is the devil and Satan. So they've gone that way. I'm not willing to walk that path. So this meditation, which is starting now, I'm calling upon higher forces for divine intervention to bring us back to our paths, to release us from anywhere where we've been falsely accused, where there's any imprisonment of any nature, where there's anywhere where we've been forced into care or been forced into the hands of the police because people have lied about us. I'm asking that me and my daughter are kept together. I'm asking that all mothers and daughters should always be kept together. We're the one who's give birth. We're the one who's carried that child. We're the one who they desperately need, actually, as long as you're a decent parent, of which I am. I've been reversed into my childhood, so that what my mum was meant to suffer because of how she treated me and mistreated me, actually, and my dad did, is now been put on me as if it's me, and it isn't, it's them. I can prove that. They've set me up since I was a child. I can see it very easily, because the beginning parts in my childhood are now happening in my life. So they've literally reversed it round, so I'm now living the crap what they spoke over me as a child. I don't know what to do, so I'm just open for a miracle, a divine intervention, which isn't by Christians, because I'm not going anywhere near them. I'm not interested. I will never go back to anywhere like that after what they've done to me. I ask that I be lifted off this path, and my daughter is lifted off this path, and our creations that we actually created together. Number one, living in Cornwall, which we we did our beautiful little breaks together and things like that, our days out, and just experiencing, exploring life, and in service to Source in the way that Source wanted us to. The creations of expression that we both did individually and as a team, I just pray that we get them back in meditation, not prayer.